Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Heartfalls titled Endless Year. And if we switch over to here, we have it on Bandcamp, 2 minutes 45. Josh Williams on guitars and bass, should I say, and Matt Dillon drums. We've got the art here, nice and big for you on the screen. So I can only assume this is probably an instrumental, which is totally fine. You know, I'm going to listen through this track from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Okay. Oh, there's a pretty warmth coming from the light distortion on those guitars, and the drums sound clean. Interesting tone to that kick. There's a clickiness to it. Sidechain nicely to the bass. Oh, going up a little bit in the fretboard. That's nice. The lead guitar is sitting nicely. A little bit of sass there, nothing wrong with that. Those bends there. Nice little bit of vibrato there, just to elaborate a little bit. Yeah, fun use of effects here on the rhythm guitar. You know, like they could have just stuck with that original theme and it would have been fine, but it's nice to have a little bit of extra high-end ambience there with those chorus like repeaters on the sides. A little bit of a flanger, flanger on the guitars as well. Nice. It'd be cool if they brought the drums up a little bit. Oh, never mind. I'm wondering if they double tracked the guitars. I'm wondering if they did do like left and right on the rhythm guitars. The rhythm guitars sound like they're in the center of the stereo field, kind of surrounding that lead quite closely. I could be wrong though. But these different lead parts are harmonizing nicely with each other, and overall the arrangement is really pretty. No real complaints about it. It's a great song. There's a natural cadence to it. You know, started off soft, brought it up in the end a little bit with those little bit of solo, and then we went down a little bit, and then we came up with these twin guitar bits. And now we got the nice end resonance of the guitar and bass parts. Endless Year by Heartfalls. Put that album up there, the single art back up there, because this is the conclusion of my review of Heartfalls track Endless Year. What did we think about it? I mean, it was an instrumental, so we didn't necessarily get a story to it. The only thing I can surmise, given the title Endless Year, is about someone who is maybe experiencing time going a little bit more slowly than usual. It's just feels like that year has literally been endless. You know, that they're really wanting a new beginning, a new chapter, and they're just struggling to get there. Definitely getting a post-rock vibe from it. I can see the tags of like alternative and middle and ambient post-rock and Queens. Yeah. What else do I want to say about this track? I mean, again, we don't have we had the voicing of the lead guitar parts, which I thought was really important that they came in earlier on, just so we had a sense of direction. You don't necessarily need to have the vocals or like a lead instrument to hold your hand throughout it, but sometimes, especially if a listener is a little bit less familiar with instrumentals, because sometimes people just listen solely to music with vocals. You know, they solely listen to, you know, songs where there is a tale that is told to them, and then they leave the song having heard the tale, and that to them is enough. For someone coming into a track like this, you need to have something to sort of substitute that for them so that they don't feel too alienated. Even if they're not particularly a target audience, because I feel like, especially, I'm not sure where Heartfalls are in regards to their careers at this point in time. This is my first introduction to them, but at the same time, I feel like they've done enough here to appeal to people who both need sort of that direction and those who don't. At 2 minutes, how long was this track? This track was like 2:45. So, that was short enough. That was the sweet spot of that 2 to 4 minute mark where you got the themes there, they were present, you understood what they were trying to do with the track. There were no real complaints about it. They were in and out. There was a vibe that was kept familiar there by that through composed structure of the guitars, the bass and drums, and slow introductions of other lead elements in the mid to highs. I liked how we had a little bit of sizzly lead going into those cleaner bits with the delays that kind of went outwards in the stereo field, coming back into the twin guitar parts later on. It felt like we were climbing but didn't know where the roof was. That's my interpretation of how the harmony was. And it does seem like we're struggling, but also we're wandering. We're struggling and wondering at the same time. We're not sure when we're going to find that release. But the musicianship itself with these drum grooves, the occasional fills here, great work with the minimalist percussion there. I don't think we needed to do more hits than that. We didn't need to have any kind of crazy drum solos. To be honest, I don't think we would have had the time for it in this song, Again, if you can keep it simple and it works, then you're just making less work for yourself, aren't you? The bass parts were foundational and they served as a really nice ground bed for those well-filtered guitar bits. We didn't have any resonances in the low sub bass or anything like that. It was nice and clear. Because I'm talking, I suppose, more about the production, the recording, mixing, mastering now. I still don't know how the rhythm guitars were done. I'm hoping that the rhythm guitars were double tracked, because they could just add a little bit more kind of oomph to a song like this, especially when they came in, distorted rhythm guitars first came in with that sort of lower fretboard stuff, like maybe in the 2/3 mark. But I'm sure that was done, and I just guess I was just paying attention to other things in the mix. It's okay. That's the only thing that I'm kind of being a little bit pedantic about. It doesn't mean I dislike my experience. In fact, I had a great time listening to it. I'd like to see more of what Heartfalls does in future. I think that it would benefit them to potentially look at occasionally working with another vocalist if possible, not because I think they're lacking, but because for people, again, there's just a large amount of people who would enjoy music like this and would just enjoy a little, maybe like a vocal-led story occasionally. If they can find a vocalist to work with them, I think they genuinely have a winning formula, and I think that they'll experience more success than they may have experienced already. Again, they'll be fine without a singer, but I think that's potentially something they could look into. But I'm sure that people have probably told them that. I remember when I got started with the stuff I was making, people were like, "You should get a vocalist," and it's just like, I know, right? But it can be difficult to find a vocalist that fits the vibe. So either way, they'll be fine. But Heartfalls with Endless Year, if I'm not mistaken. Well done, because this is effectively my review of Endless Year by Heartfalls. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go check out their various social medias and their Bandcamp page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands Out.